TSM has taken some heat recently for putting Bjergsen on Galio. While some of the criticism is well-founded, as TSM is currently 2-3 with the champ, there's a reason why they keep trying. Let's take a look. Following his rework, Galio suddenly became one of the most popular picks in competitive League of Legends. How popular? As of June 15th, he's been either picked or banned in 92% of all games played in the LCS, LMS, LPL, and LCK. That's more than 180 games. There are many reasons why this is the case. First of all, Galio is unique in that he's a tank that can succeed in both top and mid, so teams can use him as a flex pick. His Q, Winds of War, allows him to farm from afar and harass his opponents. Comboed with his passive, he clears waves effortlessly. He also has an AoE taunt and decent engage or escape with his E, Justice Punch, which also CCs, but his biggest strength in competitive play is his semi-global ultimate, Hero's Entrance. Because Galio can be played mid, he can use Hero's Entrance to easily set up dives in both side lanes. It reduces damage taken, CCs opponents, and quickly turns, say, a 2v2 bot dive into a 3v2 or a 1v1 top fight into a 2v1. But Galio has one major weakness compared to most other meta tanks: a lack of primary engage. Justice Punch or Shield of Durand and Flash are too telegraphed to find targets consistently at the pro level, unless the enemy Lee Sin is down to help you out. And unlike champions like Jarvan, who can mass engage by himself, Galio and his Hero's Entrance require an allied target to be there first. Take this game between CLG and TSM. TSM's comp has very limited engage. Aside from maybe Kha'Zix jumping in, there aren't many ways for Galio to get in the fight with his ultimate, which, again, is a really important part of his kit. If TSM ever wants to force an engage, Bjergsen is forced to try and make flash taunts work in hopes that it can get them a good team fight. Of course, primary engage is not mandatory. Occasionally, Siege compositions will only have disengage or counter-engage tools, meaning that they'll play reactively and wait for the opponent to engage. You'll see some games where Galio ults to peel for his back line, but his full potential really lies in follow-up initiation instead of a primary one. It's insanely strong. You just need to pair him with the right champions. China was the first region to demonstrate this, as reworked Galio was immediately enabled in LPL Spring. In RNG vs IMA, Xiaohu brought Galio mid with Kled and Rengar. With those two champions going in first, it was easy for Galio to follow up with Hero's Entrance, providing CC and damage reduction for his higher DPS teammates. Other good examples are Jarvan, Olaf, and one of the newest champions, Rakan. With Grand Entrance and the quickness, Rakan can lock down targets just long enough for Galio to come in and continue the CC chain, which can easily add up to over 4 seconds of being completely helpless and unable to move. Of course, execution also matters. Teams have to play to the comp's win conditions. In their first game against Immortals, despite Reddit's criticisms, TSM had a very cohesive draft. Galio can easily ult into team fights with Sven's jungle Olaf acting as a forward engage. They also have a clear way of getting a lead in the early game. With Ashe Arrow, Zyra Root, and ulti, plus support from Galio and Olaf, TSM can easily dive bot with minimal counterplay possibilities from Immortals. From mid-game onward, TSM can default to split pushing, with the premise that Fiora beats out Shen in an elongated 1v1. The beauty here is that at any given time, Galio, who usually sits mid, can ult to help Fiora if she gets collapsed on or to aid in securing a kill or turret. Unfortunately, TSM was not able to set up properly to execute this strat. A combination of Hauntzer playing too aggressively, Xmithy focusing top to keep Fiora from scaling, and Sven not prioritizing top early led to Hauntzer falling behind. Thus, Hauntzer was unable to put on much pressure against Flame's Shen. On the other side of the map, an impatient Ashe Arrow led to TSM missing their window for the easy level 6 dive mentioned before, which could have given them a lead. All in all, TSM didn't effectively set up early, so they were forced to play reactively the whole game, eventually losing their Nexus. Keep an eye on Galio in the next few weeks. Teams that have struggled with him will eventually figure it out, and that'll make for some pretty exciting games. For more league interviews and analysis, subscribe to our channel. You can also find stats, discussions, and more on our website and mobile app at blitzesports.com.